Hello there, welcome to We Are Crafted in His Image. I'm here today with another Technique Tuesday. Working through the alphabet, we are on to the letter F, and for the letter F, I decided on faux pressed flowers, or faux flowers, but these are supposed to look like pressed flowers on here. And here are some real pressed flowers that I have, and as you can see, they are very thin, they're very delicate, they're see-through, very just kind of ethereal to me, very, very thin and delicate. So we're going to kind of replicate that without having to actually have some real pressed flowers. And we're going to do that with tissue paper. And it worked out perfect with this particular stamp set because I did not realize when I got the dies that went with it that this particular die right here, actually these four flowers are these four right here. They're actually shaped to match those four. For some reason they didn't do this last one down here, so I just used the same one from there to there. It's a little bit bigger, but it worked well for it. But yeah, that little die actually cuts out flowers for those right there. So that's what I did, and I cut them out using tissue paper. Some blue tissue paper. This particular one happens to match our boho blue cardstock perfectly because this came from one of our paper pumpkin kits. They're always wrapped in, the kit itself always comes wrapped in tissue paper, and so this one happens to match the boho blue perfectly. And then I also cut out some yellow. You can probably barely see it, but I have some yellow ones here. And so that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and get started on this card. It shouldn't take too long to do, kind of fun. And I'm going to go ahead and start with stamping. So all of my stuff got covered up on this side over here. I need this piece of cardstock and my stamp. I'm using the large one. I'm so excited to use the Dainty Delight stamp set again. I haven't used it in a little while, and it is still one of my absolute favorites. Do I need that big of a stamp? Will it fit on this one? Oh, it'll just fit on there. I prefer to use the smallest block needed. There we go. Because then you have less chance of wobbling and stuff if it's sized to fit your stamp better. And I'm going to use Mossy Meadow is the color that I'm using today. Yes, Mossy Meadow. Go ahead and ink up my stamp. And on this one, on this one here, I think I'm going to bring it over a little bit more to the left than what I did on that one. So let's turn this over a little bit further to the left and maybe even a little further up. There we go. Woohoo, so pretty, so pretty. And this part is super, super simple. We're simply going to glue these on here. Actually, before I glue that on, I do want to come in with a blender pen, or you can use just a water and a paintbrush, but the blender pen is much, much faster to do because you don't have to keep re-wetting your paintbrush. And you'll see, because that Mossy Meadow is such a deep color, because it is water-based, that the blender pen is just going to pull that color into the leaves and just very lightly shade the leaves in that green. Isn't that pretty? Just a soft, soft shade of green in there. Let's see, make sure I don't miss any of my little leaves. I love this effect. And then I don't know well, it does show, even on those little tiny little guys. There we go. Ta-da! And now I'm going to go ahead and lay my flowers out, get them ready. I'm trying to find, there it is. I have more than I need here, so that's the same as that one. Let me lay these out. Actually, this one goes here. Yes. This one goes this way. Nope. This way. Yes, there we go. Set that over. That one goes that way. And then where's my half-size ones? Or my side? Ah, there's a sideways one. Okay, don't need this one. That one goes that way. And where's my other one? Ah, there it is. There it is. Put that one down there. Okay, so those are ready to go. And you don't need a lot of glue. I'm going to come in because what we're going to do is after we adhere these on, we're going to run the whole thing through the impression mat, and that's going to kind of bind the flower to our background paper. So then I just come in and set these on, and I love the fact that because it's tissue, the veins, the stamping from below shows through the tissue, and it looks like veining and stuff on there. There we go. And for the yellow, what I did was I cut out, come here, cut out this particular die, the one that's supposed to be the baby's breath, and scissors. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just need 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I couldn't really find anything for those flowers, so I just left them white, or actually ivory, because this is an ivory. It's our ivory paper. Let's see. Oh, I didn't put glue on the bottom one. There we go. 1, 2, and you could use any color tissue paper you really wanted for these. Come on, stick to the paper, not me. There we go. Alright, so those are done. Now we're going to run this whole thing through the impression mat. And now this technique, doing it, gluing these on first and then running it through, if you have one of the impression mats that looks like linen, like fabric, it looks so amazing. It looks like you just made pattern, you know, like you have floral fabric there. So let me pull out my tool. We need number 1. We need the embossing folder. Put that in there. I'm making sure, yes, so that the impressions face up. And number 4. Run this through. Move that out of the way. And let's see what it looks like. Ta-da! And that just presses those flowers into the paper. And yeah, isn't that pretty? Next time I think I should wait until it dries just a little bit more, so there's no chance of that popping through there, where the glue is. You don't want that to actually end up tearing your tissue paper. So then what I want to do, I want to make this look old. I want to rough it up a bit. So a couple ways to do that. You can just take your fingers and just tear. Just tear along the side, guiding it to get it a straight tear, relatively straight tear. You can also, if that is a little bit difficult, take a ruler or straight edge of some kind. And I actually prefer to have the smaller bit underneath here, and then tear like this, and it'll tear, but you get a pretty straight edge when you do it that way, and sometimes that's not the look you're going for. You want a little more rough, so I prefer to just tear it by hand. At least for this particular one. Sometimes you do want a straighter tear, but for this one I wanted it pretty rough. And we're going to rough it up a little bit more too once we're done with this. And I'm gonna roughen this one up a little bit more, make it a little more jagged. Come here, there we go. Okay, we have some rough, some really rough now. There we go. And I'm gonna start curling in some edges. I think this side I want to curl in. Actually, I want to ink this first before I curl in all the edges. That way the white of the background will stand out a little bit more. Let me grab in a piece of scrap paper. Actually, that needs to be on this side of me. And we're just gonna rub that along the edge. Some areas darker than others. You can even come in and put a little more here. Want to keep it a little lighter around the flowers themselves. There we go. And now I'm going to come in and do some curling and some pulling it in, maybe even some tearing in a few areas. And I don't want all 4 of my corners curled, but 1 or 2 is good. There we go. I kind of like that. Okay, let's move this out of the way. And oh, before I put that away, I've already stamped The Best Is Yet to Come. And this little die actually came from the mini pocket envelope die set. So you see it's right there. And so I went ahead and cut that out, and I'm gonna go ahead and antique my edges here a little bit. Just a little. Make that stand out. And inside this as well, there is a bow maker right here, and then this die is the little tails for the bow. And so I actually cut out with tissue paper the little tails, and I'm going to adhere those to the back of my sentiment strip here. So let's go ahead. I don't need that whole bit. Tissue paper is easy to just tear. There we go. And then let's do the other side. Come here, tissue. Up we go. Okay, don't need that anymore. And then some dimensionals. I happen to have the mini ones close to hand, so that's what I grabbed. There we go. Where's my cup? Oh, I don't want to put that on just yet. Now let's go ahead and put our card together. Fold our card base. I have a boho blue panel ready to go. Put that on there. And then this piece, I'm going to put relatively straight on this one, since it's got such rough edges. And I do want to give it a good burnish. Now I get my little backings off. One more. The best is yet to come. I like how the little ribbon just kind of made it stand out against the background. Oh yeah, I have more room this time. And there you have it, a finished card. The inside I have left blank, although you could easily stamp one of the other smaller flower images on the inside as well, which would be kind of pretty. I think that one would be really pretty right there. But there you have the faux pressed flower technique. Super easy to do. I love the fact that the tissue paper is see-through, and so you get that effect of just those light translucent petals on top of your stamped image. Isn't that pretty? Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, God's love and blessings to you. Bye!